There we go. We're all caught up. Again, guys, apologies for the big trees, but maybe I should say you're welcome for the big trees if you love them. We got Warlords game number 2. And Monos has gone for the Bohemians. And we've got Survivalist playing as the Malay. I have found the arena generation in Warlords to be... to have some variety. Where sometimes players are very, very, very close together. And I think if Survivalist wants a bounce-back game, being really close to the enemy with a Civ that can go up as quickly with the Malay is really good. Because if the Bohemians have time, the Bohemians dominate. You don't give them that time, that's where struggles can come in. Survivalist, you can't see it because of the big trees, does have 2 on wood down here. And he's played... I think Survivalist has probably played Byzantines more than any Civ, but if not Byzantines, probably the Malay. I think he plays a lot of Malay. So this is a Civ that is experience for him. He's also played a lot of Arena. Survivalist is a player who I would describe as a really good ranked game player. When you get into tournaments, you're talking drafts, draft priority, nerves, experience on maps that aren't in ranked, right? That is where Survivalist is kind of building himself up. And I would even say Survivalist might be the better arena player when compared to Monos. But actually, way back in the day, so we're talking 2015, 2016, I only really knew Monos as an arena player. Can someone go to Wikipedia, go to Masters of Arena 3 for me, tell me where Monos placed? He might have even won Masters of Arena 2. We're going way back, but Monos has some pretty crazy tournament experience. I think the guy's like 35, 36. I remember downloading and watching Recs of Monos from like 2005. I remember a game, sorry to go for a bit of a rant here. It was Monos against Slam 2005, Hun War. Monos made it to, I think he was an Imp, and Slam was still in Feudal. Slam went full Feudal. It was insane. I might have been Castle Age against Feudal, but it was a very long game where Slam basically just won the game with scouts and spears. It went on for a very long time. All right. We love the most competitive setting in AoE 2, random Civ Arena on ladder. Soxy, add a Kappa so people know you're kidding, bro. I know you don't believe that. So Survivalist, fast feudal. So this is the economic approach with Malay. Advance faster to the next stage. Rush those eco upgrades. And this allows you to do some pretty crazy things. I could see... So it really depends on how confident Survivalist is playing standard here. I find that when he plays better players or, plays in tournaments that oftentimes, even if I think he could take them, he does switch it up a bit more, which you could argue is really good, right? Because if you're the worst player, you got to do something different. And there is, basically on this build, when you do make it to Castle Age, you're going to have so much food eco. I could actually see fast feudal, eco boom like he's doing, into a castle from him, forward castle, fast imp. Again, to really apply some pressure here to Monos and stop Monos from getting to those crazy bombard cannons who needs to. Because that's like the main thing that makes Bohemians really strong here, I would say. Bro, I'm 36. We aren't that old. Did I call you old? No, I'm just like, yeah, but how long have you been playing Age of Empires? Monos has basically been playing this game and without significant breaks. Like many people, right? Since like 2005 to 2006, which I think is pretty incredible. I think Survivalist is like 29, 28. I think Survivalist started playing a bit on the HD edition, which came out in 2013. I mean, that was 11 years ago, so... I was born in 2005, says Emu. Oh, get out. You're not allowed here. The guy who said we aren't that old now feels very old. It's crazy that someone who's 23 years old was born in 2001. Ugh. Ugh. Wow. Even just saying the words kind of scares me. Yeah, I feel so ancient. It's all good. You're welcome here, Emu. You're welcome here. So keep an eye on the resources collected for me. The Castle Age time will be faster. for... yeah, dude, I know freaking Survival. I can predict his every freaking move, okay? I know everything about this guy. He's going to do what I said. He's going to go fast castle into a forward castle into, like, some type of fast imp treb play. Could be pretty good. The kids are all right if they're into AoE too. Yeah, I agree. Now, Emu, and anybody else for that matter, which was born after the year 2000, did you have an older sibling or a parent show you the game? I'm kind of curious. I mean, 2005, you're not that young, right? But like for me, I'm currently 31. My older brother showed me the game, right? So there's a lot of that. Emu says my grandpa played it. Sick. That's fun. So did you like, when you'd go over for family events, did you ask to play? How did that work? Scout HP is even here. Neither player wants to accept the coin flip. Well, it seems like both players are willing to accept it. Let's see who wins. Oh, Survivalist loses the scout. That's a 50-50 right there. Neither player really did anything to earn that. Maybe Monos is closer to the Age of Empires gods because he's been playing for longer. But, you know, that's a helpful thing here because Monos can now scout to see what's happening here. Let's see what Emu said. My bro and I would spend hours playing versus easy AI. Nice. Yeah, I love stories like that. I feel like everyone's got their own little stories like that, which is so cool about this game. So I'm going to backtrack a little bit. Survivalist does love Karambit warriors. But I really hope for his sake he doesn't build a defensive castle to make Karambits. Like, he likes siege towers and Karambits. I really hope we don't see that. Because this 5 HP scout, while it gives Monos information, this scout shouldn't disrupt you from building a forward castle at all. It'll see it, but like, you're not expecting military from Monos, realistically. He's probably just going to boom towards late game. So I think you should just walk forward. You don't even need loom. And you could still build the forward castle. He's definitely not in a good economic state for the long run here, Survivalist. So this has to be something that can do some damage quickly. Very nice fast castle time here from Monos. Did Monos see anything that could give him information at all? He saw the market. That doesn't really tell you much. From here on out, you've got to think there's a little bit of a timer involved here for Survivalist. But remember, you advance to the next stage so fast, you essentially get like 5 villager lead, 6 villager lead on your opponent. So the vill count's got to be pretty close. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Survivalist will be able to squeak in a second and a third TC. But this feels like a fast imp to me. And I wonder if Monos will consider some pressure. Look at how good Monos is at spending his res. It's sick. Anytime he gets the wood for it, he drops a farm. Anytime he gets the food for it, he produces a vill. It's been pretty flawless so far. Monastery. University. Yep, and the castle will be forward, I assume. Castle's got to be forward here. Defensive castle. When your opponent's booming. It just definitely gives you... You know, it doesn't give you as much firepower. It takes a little bit more time to break through. You could tell what he's going with the build in terms of the timing. Oh, he's starting to change it up so much. I think maybe he's going to add like a spearman to protect his vills when he goes forward. Like, we're going to see Survivalist hit imp. And he may have less than 300 resources to work with. Like, this... The imp time might terrify the opponent. But what imp with what resources? At this point, we've seen 500 food into feudal. Okay, here he's going to go forward. He's going to go for the forward castle. That's good. So I think it's going to be imp solely for trebs. And yeah, he was a little scared without the vision, so he added the barracks just so he could add spears. There we go. Like the forward castle, and I love what trebs can do. I really wonder how Monos deals with this, because it's so fast There's no, like, potential for you... I'm thinking. Like, how... Okay, how do you kill the Trebs? Anything you go to kill the Trebs with, like Siege, could die to Karambit Warriors. Huh. So, like, I really like Hussite Wagons if he could get his own castle, but then the castle will have to be very far in the back. We're going to have a banger on our hands. Survivalist is a good castle spot. I'd like to see this castle immediately attack the gate. Or any piece of wall for that matter, just so you can get through. Survivalist makes it to Imp. And he makes his Treb. And like we said, doesn't have many resources for really anything. Knights, if he wasn't Bohemians, all-in Castle Age Knights with Rams would kill this, yes. The fact that he's Bohemians probably makes him think he needs to go Imp and then figure it out from there. And depending on which TC he picks here, like, this is stressful stuff, man. This castle timing, I know there was, like, the economic side. It's a bit of a stretch. There's that, but... I mean, think about this. Survivalists can also snag relics now because Bonos isn't active on the map with anything. And the Imp TC is back here. So, yeah, you always go for TCs here. You always go for town centers. Never the Siege Workshop. Never. The mill? No, he's hitting the Siege Workshop. You always go for the TCs. You only have one town center, so what you really want more than anything is you want to at least even that out. Or if you get lucky, take out their Imp TC. Monos is loving life right now. He's like, all I have to do is repair a Siege Workshop? All right. He's going to repair that. The double layer of wall here was really smart. And now the Mangonel is out, which is maybe what Survivalists wanted to avoid. But the attack is a little toothless right now for Survivalist. It's like Fast Imp, Trebs. What else is available to him? Now, you can actually Treb the Mangonel with a little bit of luck. Chemistry's on the way right now for Monos. And research that in Castle Age with his Civ. He will want the Siege Workshops for Bombard Cannons. Which I think is maybe what Survivalist is trying to disrupt. Eco kind of falling apart for Survivalist. You have two options now. You commit further to the push, feeling as though this is accomplishing something. Or you say, I have 5 relics. We need to catch up in eco and add TCs. I'm torn. I think you have to continue to do some damage. See, he's definitely just scared of Bombard Cannons, and now he's going for the University, hoping to deny chemistry. Why? It's interesting Monos is repairing that. Is that a mind game? Repairing the University. Maybe he feels like if that's there, Survivalists will waste time on it. That's actually, I think, what it is. I really don't like the fact that he hasn't gone for the town centers here. But I love the fact he's gone for monks, and monks can convert those cannons. Survivalist has the monasteries to produce more monks. He's got full map control, which gives him time to make decisions. It is going to be hand cannons on the map for Monos. He actually quick walls there so the Karambit doesn't get through. How did the Karambit get there? I guess the piece of wall got trapped. Remember, Monos research chemistry already. Like, that's already done for him. He doesn't need this University for that. Here come the Bombard Cannons. This might surprise Survivalist. He might not know that this upgrade's already come in. And Monos... Oh, this could be great for Survivalist. Oh, that's amazing for Survivalist. Honestly, Monos could have gone 2 for 0 there, killed the Trebs, and still had his cannons alive. That monk converted just fast enough there. And the Treb's still alive for Survivalist. That's really good. Because it was... Survivalist monks would have had to walk past this gate to get in better range. As long as the Bombard Cannons were positioned here, things would have been better for him. So 5 relics for Survivalist. Has the monks. He's going to have gold income. Can Survivalist use his monks to convert what he needs to convert here? Which would be the cannons. Both the hand version and the bombard version. Monks are so crazy, dude. Talk about a traffic jam, by the way. Manos is kind of running low on resources. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know where to go. I think the answer here, devotion certainly makes sense, so you resist some conversions. Some situations you'll see players go for their own monks, but you need to be patient here. And you wait till your hand cannon mass is enough to kill these monks, and it makes life more difficult for Survivalist. Meanwhile, Survivalist, mixing in crossbows, missing all blacksmith upgrades, but he's going to catch up in that. Hand cannons going in. And you can tell this pressure is getting to Manos. I'm really surprised he's moving in. Survivalist is always going to be ready. He built the outpost there, and Survivalist, with the monks and the trebs, continues to hold this position. The last couple engagements have been really good for him. Definitely a situation where if Manos was just able to chill, not lose cannons for a minute, I think he takes much better engagements, but you can't chill when your base is being trebbed and there's pressure on your face. Survivalist. A little worried. A little focused on other things at the moment, possibly. Loses a couple monks. He's still going to have plenty of monks. He's still building up towards plenty of crossbows. And Manos has to get some space to breathe here. Karambit Warriors go into town. Castle on the left side for Manos so we can get more gold. And hand cannons moving forward, trying to kill the monks, but the monks outrange the hand cannons. The Survivalists looking better and better. Bomber cannons are so expensive, and you don't have relics. And up until just moments ago, there were some real gold problems for Manos, but now he has that gold in the left. What a game. This is really on like edge of your seat stuff as far as arena is concerned. Both players on 1 TC. Now, no trebs for Survivalist anymore to push. Eco's pretty rough for both of them. Survivalist has fixed his eco a bit. He's added more farms. 5 relics. 59 eco, though, against 88 eco. And these hand cannons are looking to move around. I think the timing before upgrades come in... Monk gets shot. Timing before upgrades are in on the archers is really important now for Manos to push. Because I prefer Arbalest over hand cannon long term. But once Bracer is in... And obviously, like, once Arbalest is in, that's where things become a problem. So Survivalist hoping to pressure here after seeing that castle foundation. But Manos had a treb ready. This puts Survivalist in a situation where he has to use his treb against this treb, I think. Just to be really careful there. Also, woo. Bombard cannons on the way. Manos is going to snipe that treb. Survivalist not ready with his monks. That's going to be a treb down. And maybe archers, actually. Oh, that's so costly for this economy. And again... Survivalist still hasn't killed any bombard cannons, and now his treb's going to go down as well. That's amazing for Manos. What a hold from him. And now this castle for Survivalist is kind of looking like a little bit of a waste. Obviously, Manos is aware those monks could hop out at any moment now. Yeah, look at that move from Survivalist. Out of the castle, but Manos knew it was coming. And he's going to kill a lot of these monks. He hasn't lost a cannon yet, and Survivalist really struggling now. At least I think so. I think. He's still going to have to keep this castle up. He doesn't have the archer number he needs. He does have the relics. Like, you need this game right now if you're Survivalist. Otherwise, the series is a wash. I really feel like it. Game 1, acceptable. Clearly not that experienced on Migra. But this, Malay is one of his best civs. Malay is one of his early picks on the draft. And Manos mixing in the Hussite wagons now. That's actually perfect against monks. Well, maybe not against the monks, but against the amount of crossbows here. I still feel like one batch of conversions for Survivalist, and he's back in this and in a better position than I feel like he's in currently. He's got a lot of army here. And, I mean, that's just such a costly force on the field there for Manos as he pushes forward for that castle. I'll say wagons get converted and switch sides. Monks are still following. 2 of those monks go down. Man, is the micro from Manos insane here. The confidence to turn around and shoot monks, which are converting you, is wild. I think there's one thing that Manos needs to do to simplify his life right now. You pull your trebs back into your base, and you treb from here. You don't even use your cannons, really. You just treb from here, this castle goes down. Also, what we're not seeing is Manos is expanding his eco. He actually has more farms than Survivalist does now. This push for Survivalist has been low eco, right? Oh, God. Oh, that's so costly. And so, when the low eco pushes start to fail, that's where the problems come in. 4 bombard cannons instead of 6 now. Bop! Bop! Survivalist is going to hate cannons after this. This is what the Bohemians can do. This is what he wanted to try and stop. This is why he applied that pressure. Siege tower for Survivalist. He loves these things. Actually, it could be really nice to try and use the siege tower to get in close to snipe some bombard cannons. But is it too little too late? Because the engagements have been so poor for him. And the eco's been worse. Getting closer. Manos backs away. Manos is going to mix in skirms now as well. And skirm is actually the ticket for success here, guys. What he's missing is upgrades. But skirm is great against monks because you don't care if any of those get converted. And skirm is great against archer. And karambit's not really on the menu anymore for a survivalist without a castle. Mono's getting those upgrades. Adding more ranges. Getting a new university to get ballistics, I'm sure. Look at Mono's. Look at him macro under all this pressure. Crazy. Guys, he lost like all the front of his base and was getting trebbed and monked like crazy. He lost so much early in Castle Age, which is the most critical period. Or early in Imp, sorry. Which is the most critical period. He is such a beastly player, man. Survivalist hoping to hold now. You don't necessarily need to kill. If you hold this position, you have those 5 relics, and Malay are really solid in late game when the gold runs dry, too. But, like, 50 skirms with the cannons, and I could see all of this going down. So Survivalist trying to mount a push right now. Seems a little frightened moving forward at the moment. Manos is actually going to re-wall this. I love that. Loom! No loom. That's so funny. Overlord Kredak, thanks for the 27. I'm not your father, by the way. Remember, we took the test to determine that. Thank you, Big Mark, for the 3 months. Thank you, Big Bomber, for the 6 months. Thank you, guys. Not normally live at this time. Hope you guys have been enjoying the show, enjoying the games. I wanted 5 games here. I'm really liking Manos' play at the moment. Survivalist is going to be really happy that those karambits get that armor upgrade, those armor upgrades for free. But the armor upgrades for free is on a 30 HP unit. So even if the skirms are doing 1 damage a hit, which they're actually doing more than that, it's still likely that you're going to lose a lot of those Karambit warriors, especially if there's any gunpowder in the mix, which Manos still has mixed in there. 200 pop almost for Manos. Economic population is great. The military population is great. And he now has upgrades that I just don't think Survivalist is able to compete with. And we're going to see him try. He has to hold this position. He has to hold the relics. And here we go. Choo-choo! Siege towers have crazy pierce armor. And they tank shots. The siege tower is genuinely a great play here. But the skirmishers are going to kill the monks. We even have rams in the mix. Okay, Survivalist. Bombard cannons need some protection here. They're falling back. Bombard cannons could be in trouble, man. Those aren't cheap. Those aren't cheap. Look at them go. Hop out of the tower, my friend. Kill those cannons. Look at that. Look at the trebs. It's done a lot of damage here. The trebs are exposed. The bombard cannons have gone down. Hold on. Did that just work? That was a crazy play. Think of the value there. The cost of a siege tower compared to the cost of the trebs and the cannons. This gives Survivalists an amazing opportunity, and Monos probably can't believe it. We've got a score flip. We've got an amazing position. We have elite Karambit now for Survivalists, which is going to make the Karambits even stronger. Oh, man, if only he had, like, 4 trebs. If he had 4 trebs, you mop that up, and then you immediately go for the push. Monos is heavily on this gold, but that is his only gold in the come at this point. Guys, if the siege tower and the Rams weren't garrisoned there, that fight goes so much differently, it's not even close. That siege tower receives 1 shot from every hit that it took from the skirms and everything, and it was a complete and utter distraction in that fight. That was crazy. It was a really good situation to have the siege tower. Also, while I said before that, like, Karambits, you only have 1 castle for Karambits. It's Karambits, they produce really quickly. So I actually feel as though, I mean, it's going to be 2 castles now, but 1 castle Karambit isn't actually that bad. How do you counter a siege tower? Well, you get melee units in the mix. Bohemians don't really have that. Survivalist, 5 relics, brought in 3,500 gold with the relics, and it's in the name. If the guy survives, he's usually going to do some pretty crazy things. Bombard cannons, they'll get microed away, and then Monos will focus down the monks. But we have Karambits coming in. These Karambits will not do the job they wanted. Bombard cannons are still alive. The Ram on the left, though, killed the Treb. The Arbalest move in to kill the Bombard cannons. Survivalist has more Rams. Survivalist has another Treb. And this freaking player, man, is just so unique. For better or for worse. And we might have seen for worse in the first game, but we're seeing for better here. It's working. I think he might have just won the game. Like, Monos is producing out of these ranges. This castle's going to get kills on those, right? This castle's going to go down. The army is mainly hand cannon, which Arbalest could probably deal with. And I also think there's a fair dose of, like, shock here for Monos at the moment, where he just can't believe that fight from earlier worked, and he can't believe that the siege tower play is adding up so much. And you're at what, 90 vills with melee? His eco's looking much better now because he has time to chill and he has 5 relics with full map control. Survivalist is absolutely in position to win this game. You just got to keep doing this. Choo-choo! Delivery! Delivery! Special delivery of Karambitos to your bombard cannons. Chop, chop, choppa. Boom. Oh my god. Perfect. Because you lose the siege towers and the Karambits or whatever else. Your opponent is not going to be able to make more bombard cannons. So, that's just perfect. And you better believe it, we're going to see another siege tower added out of a siege workshop at one point. What a fun arena game. Guys, I'm not advocating, you know, obviously, like, the highest level is insane and produces some special moments. There's something about this level, the top 100, where everything's not perfectly flawless. It opens up some opportunities for some cool things. We see, you know, mistakes here or there, but still they're playing at an unbelievable level. Produces some really fun games, man. Monos isn't done yet, by the way. But he only has 300 gold remaining there. And if you're without gold, it's probably going to be a skirm army. And I think Karambits take care of the skirms. And Mono's collected 15,000 more resources in this game. But how many times have we seen him lose a bombard cannon and a treb? The resource difference might honestly just go right back to those things right there. I love how Survivalist now has Hussite wagons, which helps him out so much in defense here. The Hussite wagons have been huge. Another bombard cannon goes down. This is going to be 1-1. And this is a huge momentum swinger. Monos will call the GG. And for our series here, folks, he's going to be like, damn, I should have won that one. I was sloppy with my bombard cannons. This could have been different. This could have been this. This could have been that. You look to the stats. You maybe look at res collected. Sure, you see the gold, but you're like, look at how much more food and wood. I could have just made skirms. You start to think about it, and you think about it, and then guess what? It's in your freaking head. You can't get it out of your head in game 3. And then game 3, it affects your gameplay. And then game 4, it affects your gameplay. And then what happens is you're casting like months later, and you get to tell an audience about how this feels because you've been there. Yeah. So, yeah, hopefully it doesn't affect monos, but 17,000 more resources collected there for monos. And really fun game. Really, really fun game. Again, I don't think either player played perfect. I think the big things like Survivalist push at times looked toothless. And it felt like if monos wouldn't have lost his early cannons, he'd have a much better spot here. But it really ramped up towards, you know, that big fight, that crazy fight with the siege towers, the rams, the arbs, the monks against the skirms, hand cannons, bomber cannons. And I just can't believe like that that value of the taxi cab karambits rams against the bomber cannons and the trebs. That is just ridiculous. I don't know if I've ever seen value from that siege tower play, even from Survivalist, so I've seen do it many times. So it looked great. Rare use of the siege tower. Well played. If this ends up hitting YouTube at some point, folks, hope you enjoy the rest of the series. It'll be on the extras channel, or I mean, maybe the main channel. We'll have an edit in here. It'll kind of tell you what the deal is. This game certainly feels YouTube worthy. The other games we'll see. Obviously, we're going to hop into them right now. I don't know if I've ever seen a siege tower and a couple rams change a fight quite like that. Crazy game. So YouTube, if you want to see the rest of the series, because this was a best of, right in the description is the full best of 5 for the rest of the games. You could just head there right now. It's on the extras channel, but click the link if you want to check it out. If you've been following some recent uploads over the last few weeks with certain special strategies, you will see that attempted and much more. So enjoy.